first topic I want to talk about really quick before we get into some other things is that I don't like bitch ass niggas. And the reason why I want to start off with that is because
game is about helping us learn the rules of manhood. And a lot of times what happens is we don't fully believe in the rules. We don't fully believe in the information.
You cannot fear rejection.
We got to stand on business out there, meaning that the bitches ain't gonna even fuck with me if they don't think that I'm willing to go the distance behind some shit.
everybody in this room, if you had a bitch ass moment, raise your hand.
When I say I am, I want you to say a motherfucking man. I am a motherfucking man.
Like I said, y'all should have bitches. I'm amazed. It's a struggle for some of y'all.
Once you find something that you're into, it comes before everything else. And then even when you deal with a woman who's into you, she has to compete with that thing, whatever the fuck that is, right?
Stand up if you believe in fear. Stand up right now. Everybody stand the fuck up.
You know, I say bitch a lot and nigga a lot, but, you know, it's with good intention and a lot of love in it and whatnot.
If I'm feeling insecure, is this really me, or did somebody teach me how to feel this way?
I am a motherfucking man.
Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the women you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, The Definition of Game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Topsoil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity. Specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Yo, what up, we here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. What's going on? Man, shout out to everybody in the building, man. Today's show is going to be so game-filled. It's going to be filled with some heavy game people, some heavy games. So make sure that you guys, tune in and take some notes. You feel what I'm saying? Because today's title is Just Because You Smashed Her Doesn't Mean That You're Winning. It does not mean that you're winning just because you smashed the chick. You feel what I'm saying? And it made me come up with the title of the show. And shout out to everybody in the chat and everybody in the bill. It's going to be a short show. It's going to be like less than an hour because I got to run and do some stuff. But I wanted to talk about this really, really quick, right? And what happens is a lot of guys out here actually feel and believe that they're winning or shit is really popping off just because they're having sex with a woman or because they got to have sex with a woman, right? And what happens is that a lot of guys, right, who are, you know, basically guys who don't really have tight game believe that if I am able to have sex with a girl, that is like the ultimate thing. You feel what I'm saying? So what happens is that they end up, you know, fucking trying to chase pussy. You feel what I'm saying? And then when you chase pussy, what happens is that you think that getting the pussy is the goal. You understand what I'm saying? And so when you have the mentality or the idea that getting pussy is the goal, right? That's when you're actually losing. Now I'm gonna break this all the way down. And what was funny was I did a video with Steve the other day. So we did our live stream and it was a guy that called up. Some of y'all probably remember this. He called up and he said, you know, there was a chick that I was talking to and I told her to come over to my cribs to get drinks, but he was really trying to smash, right? But then she told him, no, come to my house. Or no, she said, come to let's go to a bar or some shit, right? So then he agrees to go to the bar with her. But then what happened was on the day when they were supposed to go to the bar, he tried to switch it up and tell her to come to the crib, right? So then she comes to the crib. And then she comes to the crib and then they end up smashing, right? And I was telling him that he fucked up, right? He fucked up by following the woman and also being inconsistent, right? So then I had a dude write a comment on the video, and I'm going to show you guys the comment real quick. Let me show you guys the comments, right? And so this is the mentality of a lot of guys out there. So he says this. He says, hold on, let me move this shit out the way just so we could see the entire thing. So he says, "Buddy still smashed though." Right? He says, "Buddy still smashed though." Right? And then he says, "Well played on chess moves, putting him in the wrong LOL." So basically what he's saying is that I'm trying to put a chess move out there to make it seem like he did something wrong, right? But he actually did something wrong, right? And then I say, watch my show today, which is today's show, so I can school you. So he says, let's get it cracking, OG. So I'm going to school him and I'm going to school everyone who thinks that it's just about getting sex and just about pussy. You feel what I'm saying? Because what happens is, right, is that a lot of guys out here think that it's just about fucking a chick. Right. So if I fuck her by any means necessary, then all is good. You understand? As long as I get the pussy, then all is well. Everything is all good. Right now, this is what you guys got to understand about the game. And we've said this a billion fucking times, but I'm going to, break it down again. Right. What you have to understand is that the game is not about women. The game is about you. I'm going to say it again. The game is not about women. It's about you. One more time. The game is not about women. It is about you. So what happens is that in this scenario, what this guy did is that he made the situation about the chick, right? Because he basically followed her and he basically switched up plans in order to try to get sex to happen. Now, this is what you guys have to understand when it comes to you getting sex and making shit happen with women. See, you have to always make things happen on your terms. If things are not happening on your terms, that means that your game is weak. I'm going to say that again. If things are not happening on your terms, that means your game is weak. So if you are fucking women, but it's not on your terms, that means your game is weak. Now you're probably saying, well, Locario, who cares? He smashed though. It doesn't matter. Locario, who gives a fuck? He's still smashed, right? This is what niggas are gonna say. It don't matter. What's wrong with you, man? Who cares? He's still smashed. Now, what you guys gotta understand about that is this: is that smashing is easy. There's nothing difficult about smashing. And also, there's a bunch of different ways that you can get to smashing, right? So you can get to smashing by being able to seduce a woman to where she desires to smash you because you're seducing her. You can get to smash a woman by paying her, which means she's smashing you because you're paying her. You can get a woman to smash you because you're manipulating, right? And that's why you're getting the sex, right? You can also get a chick to have sex with you, which is the most fucked up way, which you should never do, which is to try to coerce her into it, right? Which you should never fucking do. But I'm just naming the ways that you can get chicks to smash, right? And you can get a chick to smash because she's just genuinely sexually attracted to you in order to make sex happen, right? So what happens is that when guys are putting sex or smashing on the pedestal, right? What they're doing is that they are basically simping because they're making the sex the end goal and end all be all. So which means I will do everything for it. I will disrespect myself for the sex. I will do whatever I can to get the sex because I'm just trying to smash, bro. It don't matter, right? And now I'm gonna tell you why it matters. Right? I'm gonna go into why it matters. See, what you have to understand is this: when you are not dealing with women on your terms, that means you're dealing with her on her terms and in sometimes society's terms. Okay? When you are not dealing with a woman on your terms, you are dealing with a woman on her terms, or you're dealing with a woman on society terms, or both society's terms and the woman's terms. Now, how does this affect you and how does this fuck you up? This affects you and fucks you up because if you're doing it on her terms or society's terms, then what happens is that this conditions you to interact with women throughout your entire dating life. I'm going to get to more of that in a second, but let's go to 361. 361, who's this?
This is Austin from Texas.
Austin, did you donate though?
I did not.
Oh, my nigga, you gotta hit the Cash App at the top of the chat. At the top of the chat, Cash App, PayPal, donate, and then call right back. All right, brother?
All right.
All right, peace. All right, so like I was saying, whenever you deal with a woman and it's not on your terms, what you're doing is you're actually making it harder for you to hook up and making it harder for you to actually have relationships with women that are beneficial to you. So what happens is, again, when you are dealing with a woman on her terms or society's terms, which is not your terms, what you're doing is you're making it harder on yourself in order to attract women for casual sex, and you're making it harder on yourself to actually have a long-term relationship where it's beneficial to you. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get to that in a second. Let me take this call right here real quick. Let's go to 813. 813 was popping. Who this? 813. Y'all motherfuckers need to get your shit together. You see what I'm saying? So call back. Call in number 646-481-3901. 646-481-3901. So, like I was saying, when you guys are dealing with women and you are not doing it on your terms, you're doing it on her terms or society's terms. So how does this make it harder for you to attract women for casual sex? And how does this make it harder for you to actually make shit happen in a long-term relationship? Right? What happens is that it's harder for you to get casual sex with women when you're not dealing with them on your terms, because what happens is that you're going to have to jump through hoops in order to get it on her terms. Now, let's say you do fuck, because remember, at least I smashed, bro. Let's say you do fuck the girl. What happens is you're telling your brain that this is the way to go about having sex with women. So what happens is you're going to deal with more women. More women are going to give you resistance. You're going to think the resistance is natural, and you're going to basically go with the resistance, meaning you're going to be chasing this woman. So what you're doing is you're making it harder on yourself because you believe you have to chase the woman in order to get sex. So then you end up getting sex through chasing the woman. And then when you keep doing this, this becomes your norm. You understand? So it becomes your norm because you condition yourself to get sex on the woman's terms and not your terms. So then you start thinking of more and more ways to simp. You start thinking of more and more ways to impress the girl. You start thinking of more and more ways to try to manipulate her to have sex with you. You understand? Because you are conditioning yourself to have sex with a woman on her terms or society's terms. You understand? So when you guys are like, but I smash though. Yeah, you smash, but every time you smash, going on her terms, you keep deepening the condition of you smashing on her terms. So that means that you are signing up, you're signing the contract for the struggle. You're signing the contract for the resistance. And this is why it's harder and harder for you to attract women, because also what happens is this. If a woman is making it difficult for you to fuck her, what is that teaching your brain about women and how they view sex? I'll give you a second to think about that. If you are conditioned to deal with women who give you resistance when it comes to sex, what is that doing to your thought process of how women view sex? You're going to think that women don't like sex as much as you, which is going to make you continue to deal with women who give you resistance. Why? Because it's normal. She doesn't like sex as much as me, so I have to trick her into it. I have to manipulate her into it. I got to keep chasing. You see how that works? So all you guys thinking, oh man, well, you know, I was chilling with her and I took her out on 3 or 4 dates. I spent a bunch of money and yeah, but at least I got to smash, bro. You're basically conditioning yourself to jump through hoops to get pussy. Now, how does this fuck you up in a long-term situation? So what happens is that in a long-term situation, right, it's going to be detrimental to you because now that you've conditioned yourself to deal with women when it comes to them being resistant, when you have a long-term relationship, you are not having a long-term relationship on your terms. Because remember, if you're just trying to have casual sex and interact with women in that way, right, which is something that is way less effort and way less responsibility than a long-term relationship, that means that if you are on the casual sex side of the spectrum, trying to hook up with girls on their terms or society's terms, when it comes to you having a long-term relationship, you're just going to extend that to a long-term relationship, meaning that you are now going to acquiesce to her terms, but also especially society's terms, because society is going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do in that relationship. And then she's going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do in that relationship. And then you're going to be the type of guy who's going to be in a relationship with a woman who's running the fucking show and making you miserable. Why? Because you're the type of guy who's trained yourself to chase women and do things on women's terms and or society's terms. So what a lot of you guys don't understand is this, is that how you do shit in the game is connected to how you're doing everything in the game. You understand? So you can't be a nigga who is chasing pussy and doing anything for sex and then want a girlfriend and expect that girlfriend to respect you and to follow your lead. It ain't gonna work that way. You understand? Because the same guy that's chasing the pussy is the same guy who is in the relationship, right? So that woman that you're in that long-term relationship with is going to be running the show because it's the same type of woman who's running the show in the casual sex situation. This is what I be telling y'all. See, you got a lot of these guys on the internet, you know, these, you know, you got a bunch of quote unquote dating coaches out there tell you, you know, just fuck girls by any means necessary and do whatever you can do because you don't want to leave pussy on the table. You know, if you gotta hit her up this many times, if you gotta talk to her this many times, if you gotta pretend, if you gotta lie, if you gotta cheat, if you gotta do all of this other shit, do that to get sex because bro, at least you smashed, bro, right? At least you smashed, right? That's the thought process with these niggas. At least you smashed. So you're willing to smash at the detriment of your manhood. That's basically what you're saying. Say, I'm willing to disrespect myself in order to get pussy. That's what you're saying. I'm willing to go against what I want to do in order to get sex. That's what you're saying. I'm willing to pretend to be somebody I'm not to get some pussy. That's what you're saying. Exactly. Shout out to Coach Jack. He said beggar peasant mentality. That's a fact. And that's what a lot of these guys do. A lot of these guys are pussy beggars. A lot of these guys are willing to do anything to fuck with a chick because this is the thing. A lot of y'all don't realize that, you know, these guys out here, they don't even realize they're being disrespected. And they disregard the disrespect to get pussy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Like even that fucking clip where Kai Cenat was trying to holler at that chick and she disrespected him. She yelled at that nigga, told him, oh, act me out correctly. All this other weird shit. He's like, okay. Dudes just go with the disrespect. You understand? So a dude will listen. A dude will have a chick over the crib, right? And he lets the chick know he's trying to smash. And the chick is like, oh no, you know, we can't smash tonight. We gotta wait until like at least the fourth date. You gotta take me out on some more dinner dates and get to know me more, and then we can think about that stuff. And this guy, because he's a loser, he's gonna take her out on more dates. He's gonna talk to her more. He's gonna go with her program. And then she might end up fucking him, but let's say she does have sex with him. Then he's gonna be like, but Lucario, I smashed though. So what's the big deal? At least I smashed, bro. You understand what I'm saying? This is what niggas do. And then they wonder why they have issues in relationships. They wonder why women play games with them. They wonder why when they have a girlfriend, the girlfriend doesn't respect them. Because these guys don't respect themselves to interact with women on their own terms as men. This is why I tell you guys, it has to be on your terms. If it's not on your terms, don't fuck with it. See, a lot of guys, but Lucario, you're leaving all this pussy on the table. Basically, what you're saying is you're this is what you're doing. You're going down here, right? And you're grabbing your balls, right? And you take your balls and you say, hey, miss, take my balls, please. Just hold my balls, because I don't need these balls anymore, because I'm willing to do whatever to get in between your legs. You understand what I'm saying? This is what guys are saying. I'm willing to do whatever to get in between your legs. So I don't need my balls. Just hold them. Matter of fact, put them in your purse and keep them shits. Because I'm willing to do whatever for the pussy, whatever. Because at least I smashed, bro. You understand what I'm saying? This is what these guys don't understand. They don't understand how their actions, right, are going to dictate the rest of their situations with women. Dudes be crying about, oh, these chicks out here play games. This chick was doing some bullshit. This chick, she was acting this way and acting that way. You know why she's acting this way and acting that way? Because you allowed it. You know why you allowed it? Because you're the type of guy who will smash a chick by any means necessary, which means that you're sitting there up on the phone with her for hours. That means you're up there fucking taking her on 3, 4, 5 dates, which means you're up there fucking paying for all of this shit for her just to get pussy. You understand what I'm saying? This is what happens with a lot of these niggas out here. Because they think they're winning because they're fucking. Because what happens is that they're looking at the pussy as the prize. They're like, I hope and wish and pray that this woman would bless me with her vagina. Right? You're up there letting a woman string you along. You're talking to women on the phone about shit you don't care about. Right? You're trying to impress the woman. You're asking her where she wants to go on the date. You're doing all of this shit just to fuck. Like, how many times you guys heard guys that call up to the show and they're like, oh, I just want to fuck, but the nigga taking her out to dinner. He's taking her out on 4 dates. He's talking to her on the phone all day. Why? Because he's doing this because he thinks he's supposed to do this. You understand? But Lucario, I smashed though. It's sad. It's sad. And dude's gonna wonder why they're having issues with women. And it's the funny part. If you had to go through all of this shit to smash, right? That means that woman didn't even give you no good sex. I didn't even have to be there, and I already know. I already know. She gave you the just enough sex. Because she doesn't desire you. Because if she desired you, she would have fucked you. She would have had sex with you on your terms. See how that works? If a woman desires you, she has sex with you on your terms. So you would never hear the fucking words come out of her mouth talking about, you know, let's wait. Let's get to know each other more. Anytime a woman says that, she's basically saying, I am not going to fuck you on your terms. You get it? Anytime you want to have sex and she tells you no, or let's wait, or you got to get to know me more, or I'm not that type of girl, or any of those things, she's basically saying, I do not want to have sex with you on your terms. What she's saying is, I will have sex with you on my terms. And you should be lucky that I'm even letting you smell this pussy. That's what she's saying. And y'all niggas is sitting there like fucking, you know, fucking puppy dogs like, yes, 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 looking for the treat. Shameful. Shameful. You listen, y'all niggas who think like this, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Like, truthfully. You guys are grown-ass men chasing women for pussy. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. But Lucario, I hit though. It don't matter. I'm just trying to fuck all the women. You should be ashamed of yourself. Terrible. Like, how you look yourself in the mirror and call yourself a man when you're like, I'm willing to do whatever for pussy. I'm willing to follow her lead. I'm willing to do whatever she says. Shameful. Terrible. This is terrible, man. This is like, it's like, bruh, what happened to these niggas? It's like what happened to these niggas? You said smashing does not mean winning. It means you're having more fun than many other guys without the game get to nutshell. That's all. What? No, this is the thing. See, winning means that you're doing things on your terms. You understand? Period. Winning is you doing things on your terms. If you're not doing things on your terms, you're not winning. You're losing. You understand what I'm saying? You're losing. Because what happens is you want a woman to choose you based on your terms. You say, this is what it is. She says, I want to do the thing you're saying. and then things get done based on how you want it to happen. If you're trying to have sex with a woman and she tells you, no, we're not going to have sex like this, we're going to have sex like that, and then you follow that and do it, and then you want to be like, but Lucario, I smashed though. Nigga, you didn't fuck her. She fucked you. You understand? You did not fuck her. She fucked you. You understand? Understand that she fucked you. You did not fuck her. It's really simple. It's so simple. He said, dude's going crazy over a wet hole the size of a quarter. Yo. That's some real shit. That's some real fucking shit. Well, let me get some of these calls. All right, let's go to, I think this is Monogamous Player. What's going on, fam? What's popping with your man?
Yes, sir, Mr. Lucario. You already know that I donated.
That's what's up. So what's going on?
Oh, yeah, Mr. Lucario, I'm not going to even take long. I just real quick. You know what's a pet peeve of mine? Mm-hmm. A pet peeve of mine is when, like, guys that what you're referring to in this video or whatever, this live stream, guys that struggle with women, right? But then you're a guy that don't struggle with women and you just trying to give them a little gain and a little knowledge and just a little experience. Right. But then they come back at you and say that you lying.
Right, exactly.
Oh, bro, you lying, bro. Nah, bro, that don't happen. Mm-hmm. That's a pet peeve of mine. And then, like, because those guys, those are the type of guys that need receipts. You see what I'm saying? Like, real players, we don't really need receipts. Mm-hmm. Just from what a nigga is saying, you know that, okay, that nigga experienced some shit because that's the shit that I'm experiencing.
Right, exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, there's a certain level there's a certain level of knowledge and there's a certain level of awareness. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And then with a lot of these guys, they are missing that awareness. And even what you said, Mr. Lucario, I really do believe that. When you keep allowing yourself to be disrespected from women, you're actually training yourself to thinking that's normal. Right. And there's a lot of guys that think that's normal. Like, bro, I had a guy that told me that he liked crazy women. So, like, some of these guys, like, they like women to, you know, treat them like that and But as you say, oh, bro, I smashed, right? But okay, you smash. Anybody can smash once. A nigga that pay can smash once. Mm-hmm. But guess what? You ain't built no consistency with her. So are you going to consistently smash her?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Girls that respect men is the women that's going to consistently smash those type of guys. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? The guys that they respect. But if they don't respect you, okay, once, twice, and then it was whack. Come on, bro.
Right.
That's you see what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's all I want to say, dog. Hey, thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the call, my brother. But yeah, man, that's what it is, man. A lot of these guys, you know, unfortunately, because they want pussy so bad, they're willing to go out of their way for it. Because a lot of guys, this is what they think. They think women don't like sex, again, as much as they do. So they figure, oh, well, let me do these things she wants me to do to get to sex. And then so when they get to sex, they feel like they won because they're like, yes, you know, I got what I was chasing after. But you got what you were chasing after by disrespecting you, because most of the shit that these guys do, they don't want to do it. So imagine a nigga spends 2 hours on the phone with a woman getting to know her because she said to him, you got to get to know me first. So he spends 2 hours with a woman, takes her on 3 dates, and then he fucks. Oh, but I fucked though. So you went on 3 dates you didn't want to go on, and you spoke to a chick for 2 hours. You don't really want to do this shit. So you got sex, but you had to go through this fucking bullshit that you didn't want to do to get to sex. That's losing. That's not winning. That's loser shit. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of guys do that stuff. They do shit that they know they don't want to do to get sex. If you're doing shit you don't want to do to get sex, you're losing. If you're following the woman to get sex, you're losing. So whether you get the sex doesn't really matter. You understand what I'm saying? Doesn't matter. Because what happens is the reason why you got to get sex on your terms is because you have to show yourself that women will fuck with you on your terms so that you can shift your perspective and your reality to get sex on your terms. You understand what I'm saying? It's really that simple. But let's continue. Let me see what some of these questions saying. If a guy isn't getting women at the moment, does watching, I guess they try to say porn, get rid of that thirsty energy? Well, this is the thing. You talking about like watching porn and jerking off and all that other shit. Well, yeah, you can do that to release some of that, that energy and shit. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm the type of person, I'm not one of these motherfuckers who think porn is evil and fucked up. I actually like porn. You understand what I'm saying? I think porn is amazing. You understand what I'm saying? I fucks with that shit. As long as, the actual filming and the actors and everything are consenting adults, then we all good. You understand what I'm saying? So it says, what if she gets in her feelings about me and her only smashing and not getting boyfriend energy from me after a couple of months? Do I tell her she's got to get vetted? Should I charge her? Well, usually what happens is the reason why they get into their feelings is because you're already doing boyfriend energy shit from the beginning. So you might be talking to her on the phone all day, doing extra shit by taking her out and doing all that other crazy stuff. So what happens is that if you're doing extra stuff and smashing, you're doing the extra non-sexual boyfriendy stuff, that's when they're going to start to catch feelings. See, you can have a situation where a woman understands that y'all just fucking right now, but that goes with your words and actions. See, a lot of you guys, y'all want to have sex with these girls, then y'all want to cuddle, then y'all want to text them during the week, asking them how their day is, and then you be like, yo, why is she catching feelings, bro? It's because you're doing all that extra shit. You see what I'm saying? He says, so do you just redirect the chick to the first option you gave her at the start before suggesting another? What do you mean, AJ Lino? You gotta rephrase that or call in and let me know what you're talking about specifically. So I noticed the woman on the dating app was not on my match queue, but she texted me saying she was looking forward to seeing me. Should I take it as a red flag since she is not in my matches? What? What do you mean? So how is she, like, what side are you on and how is she responding to you? And I don't understand what you're talking about. You got to call in. That sounds weird. Why do women say he took me power in regards to sex or a failed relationship? They're saying why he took my power in regards to sex or failed relationship. Well, if a woman's saying that type of shit, then she thinks that her power lies in her vagina, which means she ain't got no game. You understand what I'm saying? So, because if she thinks that that's her power, she's just as bad as the nigga chasing her pussy, thinking that her pussy is everything. You understand? It says, what's the next Bad Boy membership program? I'm not even sure yet. It's a few things that I'm thinking about to do, but I'm not sure yet. But you'll know in a few days. It says, does maturity come with age and time, or is it by choice? That's a good question. So sometimes it comes through time and age. If you're being very aware, of what's going on in your life. But sometimes people, they get older and, time passes by and they still on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They still in the same place mentally. So, what it is that maturity a lot of times comes from having a certain level of awareness about yourself and about your surroundings. You see what I'm saying? And what happens is that usually when you get older, you experience certain things, and then that comes with maturity because you start to recognize or realize different things based on you having been through certain things in the past. So this is the thing. A lot of times, even when I watch a lot of these young dudes on YouTube give advice on dating, a lot of times it is from the perspective of just trying to fuck every chick. and just fuck by any means necessary type of shit. It's from that perspective, and I get it because they're young. So what happens is that they're coming at it in the way of chasing vagina versus understanding who they are and being about their masculinity and manhood. You see what I'm saying? So Lacari, am I getting that old? What the fuck is this Riz BS? That's just some shit that these people talk about that ain't, they try to act like it's game, but it ain't. Is that one of the reasons a dude that ain't tripping off her ends up being intriguing to her? Well, yeah, well, the thing is this, a guy who is focused on his own shit and going in his direction, right? What happens is that he is way more, attractive to women in general because he's living his life on his terms. You understand what I'm saying? See, me and Miles did the Bad Boy show earlier today, right? And I was talking about how and I can't remember where I heard this from, but I think this is the perfect example or perfect way to look at shit when it comes to the game, right? Think of yourself as a train, right? You're a train, and the train is going in the direction it's going in. So the train is going this way. It's going this way. It's going to keep going this way. And while it's going this way, the train is going to make certain stops. And then it's going to stop there for a second, and it's going to keep going, stop there for a second, keep going, right? Look at yourself as the train. And when you make the stop, you're giving the woman an opportunity to get on the train. Meaning you're giving the woman the opportunity to go in your direction and ride with you. You understand? So now what happens is if you stop the train to give her an opportunity to get on and she doesn't want to get on, the train is going to keep moving, right? So it's the same thing with you. If the woman is not getting on, meaning doing things on your terms, you keep it moving. You're not going to stop there for her. But what a lot of these guys are saying in 732, I'm going to get to you in a second. What a lot of these guys are saying is, I'm willing to stop the train and wait there for an hour, have an hour delay so that I can get this girl to get on my train. This is what these niggas is talking about. But 732, what's popping? What's going on?
Yo, we'll call this Lee Cardona on Cash App.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. So what's going on, man?
Yeah, so I got a couple questions. When you talk about the guys who basically like bend over backwards and do what the woman wants, even though they get pussy like doing it like they wait, is that in a sense like shortcutting themselves, even though they're gonna have to wait long to get it?
So you're saying the guys that wait to get sex?
Yeah, like the guys that like bend over backwards and go what the woman is doing. Is that, even though like that's a long process, is that shortcutting themselves like as men? Yes, absolutely. Because what you're basically doing is you are doing something you don't want to do to get that thing. You understand what I'm saying? And so what happens is this, because if you wanted to wait, you wouldn't have tried to have sex now. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to wait, which is why you're trying to do it now. The only reason the waiting conversation came up is because the woman said she wanted to wait. And the guy is like, okay, well, I'll just do it. I'll stay here. Instead of just leaving her and finding another woman who wants to do it on his time, he's going to stay there and do it on her time. All right.
Ridiculous. This is what I'm saying. And so he's conditioning himself to be that guy when it comes to dealing with women. He's basically turning himself into the beta male. He's turning himself into the average guy. He's turning himself into the loser. You see what I'm saying? Which is going to make him have more and more interactions that are not favorable to him. And then that's going to cause him to be frustrated. And he's going to wonder why these chicks be acting like this? Why, blah, blah, blah. And why this chick playing it? And that's because he's allowed that to occur by immersing himself in situations where he's following her. That's how it works.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And one more thing. And you say a lot of times like the game is about us and things like that.
Right.
And since you coach women, do you tell them that too, or is it completely different from there? And
you said, do you tell women what?
Like, since you tell us that the game is about us and not women. Like, and since you coach women, do you tell them that too, or is it completely different?
Oh, like, yeah, no, absolutely. If I'm coaching a woman, I'm telling her that she needs to understand the game is about her. Just like when I coach you guys, I tell you, because basically what the game is, it's about self. So, for example, let's say I'm coaching a woman, right? And let's say this woman, for, sake of argument, wants to get married, right? And she wants to find a husband and all this other shit, right? So what I would do is that I would teach her how to be the type of woman who can attract a husband and the type of husband she wants to attract. So what'll happen is that on her journey to attracting a husband, there's going to be guys that she's going to, for example, and this, I'm just simplifying it. There's guys that she's not going to deal with because she says, okay, well, I'm not going to date him or follow that particular guy because that particular guy is not going in the direction that I want as a woman who wants a husband. So now what's going to happen is she's going to find a guy to follow who is in direct correlation to exactly what she wants. So then what happens is that when she finds that guy to follow, she's going to follow that guy. That guy is going to experience a woman who he sees as wifey material, and then she will become a wife to him. You see what I'm saying? But in order for that to happen, she would need to understand what she wants and go in that direction. You see what I'm saying? So the game is always about the person. It's about them understanding themselves and get what they want. You see what I'm saying?
Right. No, and I was just curious because you tell us that all the time. I'm curious to accept on that. But all right, I appreciate you answering my question, man. Thank you.
Sir. I appreciate the call, my brother. All right, let's go to 689. 689, what's poppin'? Who this?
Yo, Car, you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's going on? Who's this?
Yeah, this DJ from Florida, man. I donated to the Cash App.
All right, that's appreciate it. So what's going on?
Yeah, man. First and foremost, appreciate the game. In the car, keep doing your thing with these shows, man, and keep spitting that ism, man, because a lot of guys need, including me. You feel me?
That's what's up. Appreciate it.
And my question would be, it got something to do with the title a little bit. So my question is, what do you believe is the biggest psychological factor or reason on why a woman would tie their value to their looks and equate that to how much a man should do for them, or try to use their physical beauty to dictate sex, if you get what I'm saying?
Right. Well, the reason why is because guys have encouraged them to think that that's what it is. So collectively, so let's say you have a girl who, most guys would say, I'm just using this as an example just for the point. Let's say most guys would say this girl's like an 8 or a 9 or some shit. She's a hot girl or whatever. She looks good and all this other shit. So what happens is that her experience is that guys are willing to do what she wants, you understand, to gain access to her sexually. So now what she's going to do is that she's going to keep using that to be able to get and extract attention, time, resources from guys that she's not interested in. Do you see what I'm saying? And so what happens is that when a woman makes you wait for sex, or she says, we're going to wait or we're going to do this and you got to get to know blah, blah, blah. Any of that type of rhetoric means that you are not her top choice, which means that you are not the guy she really likes. You understand? So that means there's something about you in this situation that's where she's saying, I don't really like you like that. Now, does this mean that she's not going to have sex with you? No, she could still at some point have sex with you. But usually what will happen is the guy's going to have to follow her lead, do more, probably put up more money, more time, more energy, all this other stuff to even get to sex, even if he does get to sex, right? So now what happens is that she knows that she can do this because she's done it before, right? And she knows that the guy is willing to wait because he's willing to wait. So if he's in a situation where they're talking, and because she doesn't have 100% interest in him, she's gonna not care if shit goes left because she doesn't have interest in him like that anyway. So because she doesn't care, this is why she takes the chance of being resistant. You understand? Because remember, resistance, right, equals some form of disinterest. Now, because she's has some form of disinterest. She doesn't really care if it doesn't work. You see what I'm saying? Because you're not the top guy anyway, right? So she's like, let me resist this guy and let me see how much he will still come at me or still deal with me, even though I'm resisting him. Right? And then so what happens is that she sees, oh, he's going to keep talking to me, taking me out, buying me gifts, even though I'm not giving him sex and I know he wants to sex this bad. You understand what I'm saying? So then now, let's say she, at some point, is like, you know what? Let me throw this guy some pussy real quick. And the guy thinks he's winning because he finally, well, I smashed, bro, right? But you're smashing a chick who's basically stringing you along, manipulating you, and using you. And now you're getting sex based on her terms, which is conditioning your mind to think this is normal, and then you continue to deal with women in this manner. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's about. So that's why she continues to do those things and feel comfortable doing those things, because other guys, because they're thirsty and they're willing to do anything to get sex, she's going to keep doing the thing that works, which is, let me use these guys, string them along. And more than half of them, she's still not even going to fuck. You see what I'm saying? So it's crazy.
I appreciate that, man. You broke it down. Man, you went deep, Cario, like you usually do, man. So appreciate that. And so another thing. So say a random guy, he's trying to lead it. He's trying to lead into sex with a woman. Then she hits him with the, I'm not giving you the best part of me, applying that, her vagina is the best part of her life. Is that her running game too, or trying to manipulate, or she into the guy? You feel me?
Yeah, that's her responding to the guy thinking that's the best part of her. You see what I'm saying? See, the reason why she thinks that's the best part of her is because guys have told her it's the best part of her. You see what I'm saying? So her perception of that being the best thing that she has to offer is coming from the guys who are willing to simp and trick for the pussy. You see what I'm saying? And so she's running that game on them because the guys started in that way to put the pussy on a pedestal. So since the guy said, man, the pussy is everything. So she's like, oh, cool. So the pussy is everything. Okay, we'll go with that. So since the pussy is everything, do everything to get this pussy. You see what I'm saying? Right. And then the guys follow suit. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works.
That's crazy. Carl, you pretty much just said that all she doing is using your own like belief and ideology against you.
Exactly. Exactly. And then these niggas think they winning. And I'm like, you're losing.
You see and you know what's so crazy, Lucario? Like guys are literally like champion this mindset, thinking that I got this much woman to sleep with and all that to get it this way, and it took a little while and I ain't want to do it, but I still got it.
Exactly, and so you see how you realize that she's using their own ignorance and their own stupidity against them. You see what I'm saying? Yep. So because she couldn't do that unless those guys made that shit that valuable. You see what I'm saying? Because they're the ones that put it on the pedestal. She's like, okay, well, since it's on a pedestal, then fuck it. Let's play that game. You see what I'm saying? Right. That's how it works.
And I just got one more point because I know some calls and people are trying to come
go ahead. You good? Now go ahead. You good? You can keep going.
Yeah. So my thing, man, I've been tuning in with you, Lucario, and K-Zag, and the most K-Zag, I really locked in with him, Steve, and the rest of the guys. And I realized, like, I had epiphany moments of the game, like, literally, like, what you guys coach and teach and the mindset y'all operate in when not only just dealing with women, but with yourself and all of that, like, it literally breaks the algorithm, the general algorithm of everything. So that's why it's so important to have to stand on your square as a man, and not be so influenced at all by women trying to use sex to get what she want out of you, or playing them type of games. And also you got to know how to read the manipulation and the mind games that a woman may try to get the slip, onto you to get what she, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of thing.
Right. And you see, and it's funny, this is why you can't really blame women, because you like you said earlier, she's using your own shit against you. Mm-hmm. So she couldn't use anything that you're doing against you unless you did it. So this is what we try to tell you guys, that they're responding to what you're doing. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's the part that guys don't get. So now, once you understand that women are responding to what you're doing, then all you need to do is let her know what your terms are and have her respond to that, right? And only deal with women who are responding to your terms. You see what I'm saying? It's that simple.
Yeah, man, Akari, man, you ain't gotta waste your breath no more, man. I get it. I completely see the game, bro. Hey, appreciate the call, man. I'll tune in, bro. Do your thing, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the call, man. All right. So I'm about to kill the phone lines real quick, and I'm gonna answer some of these questions, and then we're gonna wrap this up. And guys, remember, make sure that you guys go to badboymembership.com. Make sure you guys go there. Where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Also, make sure you guys go to masculineidentitymembership.com so that you understand your masculine identity, understand who you are, so that you can get your cracking. So make sure you guys get both of those memberships. You feel what I'm saying? So let me get some of these questions, and then we're going to head up out of here. What was we at now? You said if a guy isn't getting women. Okay, we already did that one. Okay, did we do this? Oh yeah, I think we did this one already. Where was we at? Let me go back down to where we were at. Hold on. Let me get this. No, this is okay. We're right here. Okay. So other than the environment we grew up in and how we were raised, do y'all think a small portion of what makes us unique was traits given to us upon birth? Well, yeah, the thing is that, your uniqueness, your personality, you know what I'm saying? And all that that's already within you. You feel what I'm saying? What's interesting is, and I'm actually doing, some more research on this, but I was watching this lady's TikTok, and she does what they call face readings. And according to her, and according to, like a face reading community, I should say, they say that the structure of your face, they can tell your personality through reading your face. So like if you've seen somebody and you haven't even talked to them, you can sort of tell certain traits about them based on the shape of their eyes, how big their face is, the how their ears are raised, all this other shit. So a lot of you guys out there who are worried about looks maxing and all this plastic surgery and all this other goofy shit, realize that there's a reason why your face is the way it is. You understand what I'm saying? Because your face also dictates your personality. It's the thing that they say, as above, so below. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is the interesting part that I heard is that, and again, I'm just saying what I heard so far. I got to do more research on this. Is they were saying that if you do something to your face, like let's say you get a nose job, you got a big nose, and then you get a smaller nose, that could actually affect your personality. Like you would actually alter your personality because you're altering your face. Like this, I was like, this is some deep ass shit. I'm gonna do some more research on this shit. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, so imagine your personality is altered because of in a certain way, because you're altering the outside of the organism. So this is what we're saying, where we talk about everything being connected. You understand? So you're altering this, which is going to alter the inside too. This is why sometimes, even for example, they say that a lot of times people who are like less stressed and more happy look younger, and people who are stressed out have more wrinkles and all that other shit and everything, because they feel that stress on the inside is showing on the outside. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, it's some deep ass shit. Says, when you say she's catching feelings, is it really feelings or is she just used to the consistency and the attention? Well, yeah, the consistency and the attention is part of it. But what's making her catch the feelings a lot of times is you're having sex, but you're also adding non-sexual things. And non-sexual things are boyfriend material things, meaning that you are treating her like a girlfriend. So she's getting the girlfriend experience through your non-sexual attention, which is going to make her become a little bit more attached. So a lot of times guys be thinking, oh, she's attached because I'm dicking her down so good. No, she's attached because you're acting like her man. You understand what I'm saying? That's why she's attached. He said, I meant if you invite a chick over to smash and she then suggests to have a drink first, then after we'll smash, you should stick to the smashing and not go along with her option, right? Yeah, well, the thing is, you know, you have to be in a situation where, you know, like she understands that she has to follow your lead. Now, it's one thing where, let's say you invite a chick over and you say, hey, let's come over to smash or whatever. Let's say she gets there and she says, hey, you know, do you have a drink or something like that I can drink or whatever? That's fine. But if she says to you, oh, well, listen, I'm not smashing. We got to drink first and watch this movie and then do this. And then maybe, nope, we're done. We're done. You politely escort her out. Do you think the game is different when approaching white women than black women? I noticed I get more play from white women than others. Nope, it's the same shit. Don't let these motherfuckers fool you. You see what I'm saying? It's about cooperation. It's about attraction. A woman who's black, white, Asian, you know, turquoise, yellow, whoever the fuck, if she's attracted to you, right, she's going to give you the same level of cooperation that a white girl, black girl, any type of girl will give you. You understand? Cooperation is going to happen based on her interest level. You see what I'm saying? All right, it says, do you think it's a little harder getting different races of women? Okay, we already did that one. Nope. How was the dating game like for you in the late 90s, early 2000s? Pretty much the same, bro. The only difference is we didn't have this, you know, social media like that to make it easier. You understand what I'm saying? So, Lakari, in the 20 through 25 age group, you think it's even easier if a man learns game because men are more feminine than when you're era coming up? Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, you know, the more, you know, masculine you are, the more attractive you're going to be to women. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas a lot of these dudes out here is super soft and all this other shit. That's going to, you know, make it a little bit harder for them. It says, is this inconsistent? My stylist, didn't you ask this question like a million times? My stylist canceled on my appointment to go to the hospital. She said, let me know if you would like to reschedule. My response, whenever you're ready to reschedule, let me know. But bro, if there's a difference between, you know, your stylist and a chick you fucking with or something like that. Now, that could be that stylist being inconsistent also. Right. But if you realize this person's inconsistent, then you might just want to get a new stylist if the inconsistency is happening. Why do women have so much influence over average guys and not the guys have more influence over themselves? Well, the thing is, average guys who don't have game are going to be influenced by women. You feel what I'm saying? Kay Zagan talks about this. He says, you know, men influence women and males are influenced by women. You feel what I'm saying? Do you think that face surgery gave the person more confidence? What do you mean? So do you think, so you're saying, do I think face surgery in general gives a person more confidence? On the surface, it probably could for some people, but then again, what happens is that the things that they thought the surgery was going to give them, when they don't get it, that's going to make them even more insecure. So if a guy's doing surgery and he thinks, man, once I get the surgery, then I'm going to get, you know, these type of women that I want, and then he's still not getting the type of woman he wants, he's going to be even more insecure. What does it mean if you move in with a chick for 6 months, lease, then 2 months later move out to go move back with parents, then says the reason is for financial reasons, better job opportunity? What, nigga? First of all, why are you moving in with a chick? You understand what I'm saying? Sounds like a chick you just started fucking with. And then all of a sudden, 2 months later, you got to move back in with your parents. That means you're unorganized and you're all over the place, bro. So you need to chill. You see what I'm saying? You need to chill. But anyway, guys, listen, I got to head up out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys go to, again, badboymembership.com, masculineidentitymembership.com. Make sure you guys, check out both of those memberships. Get up on that shit ASAP. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. And I will holler at you guys later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. I'm out.
Shit's crazy cause I look at you different. You were saying I did shit that I didn't. Trying to keep it going, you kept resisting. So I kept it moving, I kept my distance. Kept it real, you said that I kept insisting. So listen. There's a thin line between pain and pleasure. They came, the stressor I came, the stretcher my aims to get it, to drain all these lanes for cheddar. Can't name a fella whose game is better. My reign is terror, you reign never. You only see rain and rainy weather. Complain forever, you blame Stacey, Jane, and Heather. You claim you let her be free, that's insane. You tell her you're like me, we're not the same. You fed her, I say forget her. Even though I love everything about her, if she try me, then I will live without her. I will drop her within less than an hour, just cause the tone of her voice is getting louder. Damn. You the type of guy that will never doubt her. Get him. If she left you, you would cry in the shower. Get him. You would never leave her cause you're a coward. You have no power. These niggas out here is whacking and whack. They cracking they back, to smash is a fact. They having a chat while grabbing their sack. They laughing with brats, they stacking their stacks. While asking for cat, they have to relax. My heart's cold and it's blacker than black. Been that nigga since Pun and Joe was packing the Mac and back of the act. She only fucking with you after the fact. She talking about me when she gets up at night saying that she's having a snack. I could do what I do cause I'm me. I am him cause I remind me. Told her keep up when she's behind me. She'll find the truth when she finds me. But if shorty start acting grimy, bitch and moaning and acting whiny, being disrespectful and try me, you're gone.